These old photographs you'll never see even in textbooks, but they will surely change the way you see the past. In 1969, John Lennon and Yoko Ono purchased a massive billboard on Times Square. On this billboard, they displayed a simple yet powerful message: "War is over if you want it." This iconic slogan became a symbol of the peace movement, reflecting their heartfelt plea for an end to conflict and inspiring millions worldwide. A bold statement wrapped in simplicity, it embodied the spirit of hope and activism during a turbulent time. President George H.W. Bush looks towards the Capitol from a helicopter in 1992. This photograph was taken just after the inauguration of Bill Clinton. Having lost the election, Bush departs Washington for the last time as the sitting president. This image captures a poignant moment of political transition in American history. Bush's reflective gaze on the Capitol symbolizes the end of one era and the beginning of another. It highlights the peaceful transfer of power, a cornerstone of democratic stability. For viewers, it's a rare glimpse into the emotions behind the scenes of leadership change, inviting reflection on how the presidency shapes and responds to the tides of history. Washington, morning of April 5, 1968. The news of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination the previous night ignited a wave of anger. The city was engulfed in widespread riots and fires as soldiers patrolled smoke-filled streets. This moment marks one of the most turbulent and transformative periods in American history. The shock and grief over the loss of a civil rights leader sparked an uprising that revealed deep social fractures. The image of soldiers on the streets symbolizes a city grappling with pain and unrest, striving for change amidst chaos. For viewers, this photo is more than a historical snapshot. It's a powerful window into the struggle for equality and justice that still resonates today. A man kneels in a Chicago divorce court in 1948, pleading for his wife's forgiveness. Yet her cold, distant gaze suggests it is likely too late to mend what has been broken. This powerful scene captures the raw human drama behind the legal proceedings, a moment frozen in time where love, regret, and loss converge. It reminds us that behind every case number lies a deeply personal story of conflict and emotion. For viewers, such photographs offer an intimate glimpse into the complexities of relationships and the often harsh realities of life in mid-20th century America. A young coal miner in Germany, 1958, waits for his turn in the communal shower. After a grueling shift underground, his body is completely covered in coal dust. This image vividly portrays the harsh realities faced by industrial workers in post-war Europe. The miner's fatigue and the physical toll of the job, visible in the dust-covered skin, speak volumes about the sacrifices made to rebuild the economy. For viewers, such photographs offer a profound glimpse into the daily struggles and resilience of working-class life during a pivotal historical period. Former U.S. President Herbert Hoover is seen on the left in a private meeting with Adolf Hitler in 1938. Hoover was one of many Western leaders at the time who did not yet recognize Hitler as a threat. This image highlights a critical moment of underestimation that preceded one of the darkest chapters in world history. It reflects how political realities and perceptions evolve, sometimes too late, shaping the course of events. Presenting such photos with insightful analysis gives viewers perspective on the complexities of diplomacy and warns against complacency in the face of emerging dangers. On August 9, 1974, Richard Nixon waved goodbye for the last time. Just hours after resigning due to the tragic Watergate scandal, he left the White House forever. Nixon remains the only U.S. president to have resigned from office. This iconic image captures a deeply historic moment of political crisis and personal defeat. Nixon's resignation marked an unprecedented breach in American presidential history, reflecting the gravity of abuses of power and the resilience of constitutional checks and balances. For viewers, it underscores the complex nature of political life, where legacy, scandal, and redemption collide. Such insight adds meaningful context that enhances engagement, making the photo resonate beyond its visual impact. In 1916, the slopes of the hill were bombarded with 105mm shells. This entire barrage was unleashed by Allied artillery on German positions in a single day. This photo vividly illustrates the industrial scale of the slaughter during World War I. This image captures the overwhelming, destructive power of modern warfare, where massive artillery barrages could devastate landscapes and armies alike. It serves as a stark reminder of the brutal mechanization and industrialization of conflict, transforming battlefields into nearly apocalyptic scenes. For viewers, such photos help convey the immense human and material cost behind the historical narratives of the Great War. Crowds gather on Times Square on May 7, 1945, as New York City celebrates Victory in Europe Day, the unconditional surrender of Nazi Germany. This iconic image captures the overwhelming joy and relief felt by millions as the long nightmare of World War II in Europe finally came to an end. Times Square, a place of constant motion and energy, was transformed into a spontaneous festival of hope and unity. For viewers, this photograph symbolizes not just the end of a brutal conflict, but the resilience and spirit of a world yearning for peace. A young woman sells flowers on the roadside in Oklahoma, 1973. This photo became one of the symbols of the hippie era, capturing the carefree spirit of the flower children. The image reflects the countercultural movement's emphasis on peace, love, and freedom, which defined much of the early 1970s. Flowers were not just commodities, but symbols of resistance to conflict and consumerism. This snapshot invites viewers to reconnect with a moment in history when youth challenged societal norms and celebrated life through simplicity and joy.